In the bottom left, we have our player who's up 1 game, teammate of Nesty. He is...
I am LosirA.
Yeah, she's definitely my favorite.
He changes
I
so
will
many
marry
times.
her. We will have 3 children, 2 boys and a girl. In the upper left, we have the Energizer Byun. He is... That name is so good, Artosis.
Select, yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, he's going to have to win this game, Tasteless. If you go down 0-2, it's just so rare to actually come back. Well, Byun is one player that definitely can. He went 0-2 versus Bomber and then came back because he actually doesn't care how long it takes him to win as long as he ends up winning at the end of the day.
So I got some little tickle in my throat. I'm not even like a cough. You know what I mean? It's just like I got like a
You know that
tickle?
glass of water you had me get for you earlier?
Yeah.
I put a feather in it. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
Tasteless like doesn't realize the glass of water has a feather in it.
I'm like, well, this water looks kind of funny.
This water reminds me of a duck. I'm like, I don't know, man. Ducks swim in water. You're like, oh, I guess so. And you swallow a feather.
It reminds me of a duck. It's like the most random bird.
Has a feather.
All right. Now we have 2 barracks opening here. Byun. This isn't the build we see him do all the time.
No.
And I'm actually surprised to see him do this build on this map.
Hey, I'm glad that he's mixing it up, though. You know, he's
of course,
bringing out all sorts of build orders. And if he can get a win off of this, that's going to be huge for his confidence. Just picking up a quick win. Byun never really does that.
No. Well, it may just be the Nada variation of this build where he just kind of applies some pressure until certain speed's done and makes a command center.
Well, we will see, Tasteless. Because right now, he has not sent any additional SCVs. He's just got the 2 out there. A lot of times you see more than that if they're going to be doing some sort of I want to kill you maneuver. LosirA with just a few drones, sending a few more out. He's going to have only 5 drones to deal with this. And he loses one.
Oh, nice. And he keeps the SCV in there, and the second SCV comes in. Uh-oh.
This is actually a pretty dangerous situation.
Look at that, how he baited the drone in there with the weaker SCV. That was so sexy.
That was beautiful, but 10 Zerglings are on the way.
But there are more SCVs coming. This is very un-Byun-esque, which I just decided is a word.
It is. It's in the dictionary.
Yep, look it up. Put it on Urban Dictionary.
And look at that. He has got a
God.
nice circle around those Marines so they can't really be attacked. This is a hard position for LosirA, but he does know how to handle things like this. Normally he sends some Zerglings out to stop reinforcements, then crushes it.
Look at this. Notice he's using the SCVs. He really wants to get rid of the hatchery. This is not a build where you're like, oh, okay, I killed some drones, and then I'm going to sell the bunker and go back home. That's not what this build is.
Yeah. He wants the hatchery 100%, and I'm sure after he kills the hatchery, he'll go home with everything. But at home, he's really not done much. Hasn't made a command center. Just making a depot at the moment. Got supply blocked, in fact.
Notice that Byun actually has more Marines, but he knows that you can see LosirA is waiting on the minimap to try to intercept him. All right, is he just going to give up the hatchery? I think he's going to sack it. All right.
He's getting speed, though. It's on the way. He's not mining more gas. He may just go for an expand or 2, and definitely a big flank with all these Zerglings. Right now, he has out 24, 6 more on the way. And look at this.
Well, this is funny because the SCVs can't get back, really. Oh, he's going to have the Marines escort them.
Oh, I really like this move.
Byun is sexy, man. Look at this.
Everything he's doing is so smart. But look at this. The Speedlings run by the bunker and join up. He wants to kill these SCVs. That's the only thing that can make him somewhat even here.
Yeah, Byun's in this weird position because he has now these SCVs that are kind of stuck that ideally he'd want to get home. And you know what? These SCVs are actually doing a really good job of repairing this bunker.
But way too many Zerglings right now, and LosirA droning behind this. He's definitely going to expand, and LosirA,
oh my God,
30 supply to 20, beautifully handled. He is one of the best Zergs at handling these bunker rushes, Tasteless. It doesn't faze him for a moment.
I didn't expect the dilemma to be, how do we get the SCVs back home?
Yeah.
I like how, LosirA turned that disadvantage he was in into an advantage.
That is what champions do, Tasteless. And LosirA is just, he's hatching up. He's making drones. He's getting his second queen going. Everything's actually beginning to look all right for him. I mean, Byun, he just finished his second command, so he's still fine as well. But The supply is in LosirA's favor. He's got 22 drones and 17 SCVs. It was actually just so big for him to catch those SCVs. And in fact, you know, Byun, there was... It's a hard choice. He wanted to get those home, but LosirA had run so many Zerglings by that he was able to delay it and wait for speed finish for his mainlings to finish. But if all that had been down in the bunker, let's say it actually bunkered in the bottom of the ramp a bit more, then LosirA may have been in a lot of trouble. He didn't have any creep pushed over, so he couldn't spine crawler it. He didn't have any gas mining, so he couldn't really baneling or roach it. It could have been a very different game from there. I like this Tasteless. A third barracks, that'll stop any baneling all-ins, because Byun doesn't really know what LosirA is up to.
If I was LosirA, I would have done a baneling all-in. I would have absolutely done that.
Many Zergs would have.
Because from there, I'm like, I'm so behind. Oh my god!
And in fact,
he is doing
scanned and saw a baneling nest making just right at the beginning. So actually, yeah.
Oh, that's actually what he's going to do.
Yeah, and this...
I guess I'm as good as LosirA.
Well,
right, moving on.
I don't think he's even going to do that, though. I think this is a fake. It's one of those fakes like we've seen from Xenio oh so long ago, where
he just makes it.
He makes it, and then your opponent overreacts, and LosirA actually threw down a third hatch. So he's actually going for two
so
bases.
Smart.
3 bases now. So yeah, I know this is brilliant, Tasteless. And it's going to take Byun forever to get down his ramp because you're going to be thinking, oh man, banelings, I don't want to die. He even has that SCV there to throw down another building. Yep, see that?
Yeah,
he's really
this guy is getting played so hard right now.
Yeah, man. He thinks he's playing StarCraft. He's getting played.
That's a smart move though. In this case, where you just make a structure, and of course, it's hard to know where the Zerg's army is because Zerg is a mobile race. They're always out on the map, so you just look at what their tech buildings are.
I love this micro with the Marine, by the way. He just keeps poking those Zerglings and running back. He's just being so annoying. Byun is just using all of his APM to get little tiny things that work in his favor.
Don't forget, guys, even if Byun loses this, just remember the Bomber series.
Yeah. It will not phase him.
He's the Energizer, Byunny.
You like that too much.
Dude, you don't even know.
I have
you
no
don't
idea.
even know.
I guess I don't. I guess you're right. Right now we have 33 SCVs against 60 drones. That's pretty crazy. More and more drones being created. The layer is on the way. And Byun finally going down the ramp. His siege mode is almost done. He's got a lot of Marines. Stim halfway. And in fact, he just made a Reaper.
Uh-oh.
Looks like he wants to scout the map out a little bit. Assumes that there's not going to be anything way over on the side. I like that move, actually. That is so smart. Byun does so many smart things.
Yeah, if you watch Byun, it's always these little subtle things. Where I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Reaper, that's a good way to go scout, man. Absolutely.
Like, we know it's so much cheaper to get a Reaper than to just scan and be like, oh, I scanned and I don't see anything.
And it could have been at any base. So he's scouting all these different bases, really, checking everywhere to see exactly what position he's in. In the meantime, he is going out with the drop. It's going to land just as Stim finishes because he's really good. And look at this. Might even kill a few drones. Hey, why not? That Reaper is so worth what he paid for it, Tasteless.
Yeah.
He even gets 4 kills before it dies. Beautiful.
And here comes a drop over here.
LosirA, a bit out of position, is going to have to run these drones for a moment. And obviously there's not a lot of anti-air around right now in the game, so he's even going to get away with it.
Oh my god, he's getting so many drones right now?
Yeah, he really is. Oh my god.
I think LosirA actually just did not handle that right at all.
Well, even doing that, he has 71 drones
oh my god.
Against 47 SCVs.
Creep spread starting to get pretty sexy here. Verging on being in the middle of the map. The Spire is on the way.
That it is. But, he's not as far ahead as he was in a previous game. And in that game, Byun was so cost-efficient and just doing such a good job considering, this might be a position that Byun can fight out of. He might be one of these guys that's so good the later the game gets that as long as he's not dead in the early game, as long as he doesn't drop to 8 SCVs and he still has 17, he's fine. And there are players like that.
All right, he takes out this Overlord here. And we'll get the other Overlord as well. Can he get it before the banelings get there? Oh, totally not the way that was supposed to look. He will drop down there, though, and take out that final Overlord. These are the little things. I mean, I think the first time we really started seeing people do stuff like this was with MMA at the MLG finals, where he was just like, all right, I'm going to move out. Anything I see, I'm going to drop and kill.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes Terran players are too focused on, like, I need to drop the mineral line, that's what's important, and then the Zerg's always ready for that. You can just drop underneath an Overlord and kill an Overlord here or there. That can supply block the Zerg.
That is so annoying for a Zerg
that
player.
might end up forcing less drones later on than even dropping the mineral line.
Yep.
Uh-oh, the Queen.
And look at that. The Spire's done, so he's going to realize he might want to get out of here and
yeah, he should be getting
turn
out
around.
right now.
He will, just in time as well. And there's a lot of drops all over the map, Taste. Look at this. Another drop over here, but with the Spinecrawler Queen and 4 Roaches, he'll be fine. Huh. I am actually just so impressed with Byun, man.
He's really good.
He really is playing so well. And, you know, he keeps on getting behind in the early game, yet here he is, fighting back tooth and nail.
I think if he loses this in game number 3, we're going to see the most stable play. Because right now he's just, oh my god, he's so good.
Smart
he's like,
scan.
well, my StarCraft senses are tingling. Byun relocates the Baneling landmines.
And, ooh, man, he just had to scan right there just to kill a Zergling that was burrowed to stall the expand, and that cost LosirA nothing but a little bit of speed. Oh, down goes the drop. Nice move by LosirA. He's up 168 supply to 132. At 92 drones, I'm like, oh, I love it when I see that many drones, Tasteless. Such a nice number.
He might even go up to 100 here.
He does that, yeah.
And just start powering so hard.
It's hatchery time. He's making hatcheries, Tasteless, expanding twice more right now.
He's going to get 2 of these mutas.
No turrets in the mineral line, so the muta's going to get some revenge on these SCVs for the mutalist brethren.
Their supply is actually not that different. It's 169 to 143. And this is something Zergs can do, is they can just park their mutas in the upper left corner of the map, and you just kind of have to wait.
Yeah. Now, you know one kind of cool thing about Byun? Well, hold on. Let's see. Oh, no.
Wow, he didn't even try to kill anything there. That's surprising.
Yeah. You know, one really good thing about Byun is right now in this matchup, you actually have to play a super long game if you want to beat a Zerg as good as LosirA. You can't actually just be hitting random timing attacks like we've seen so often.
These 2-base timing push attacks, just it's not how it's going to.
And Byun is a player that has been using Ghosts against Zerg in the late game much longer than any other pro. So I feel like right now Byun is really setting up. He's not getting aggressive. He's just sitting back, turtling, getting his upgrades, getting his units, having his economy, you know, just keep building. He's looking really good, man. LosirA is going to have to pull out something special to actually kill him, even though, of course, LosirA is ahead.
All right, this is smart. Just kind of pick off the edges of your opponent's base. Make Byun run around. Make Byun remake stuff. Zerg is maxed.
Yep.
There's basically now is like the part where Zerg has to actually gear up for the late game, which we're entering now, where it's like, well, all right, let's make sure I have every upgrade. I have a ton of spine crawlers. Nice job here by LosirA, even though he did lose some Mutalisks. He's maxed out. I mean, he can just remake that stuff. We see Byun now moving out on the map.
LosirA right now getting his infestation pit. Probably rushing right up to Spire from there. I mean, not Spire, to
oh, nice.
Ooh. Good
Sheesh.
defense by Byun. He's trying to punish LosirA every time LosirA comes in. Sometimes Zergs will stop coming in then.
Well, Byun is probably just going to make a few more turrets and then push. I mean, right now, Byun's base is almost not touchable by air. And that means it's time, and here we go.
It's time for the slowest of pushes, Tasteless, the tank turret push.
Yes.
And this is great because look at how many Banelings LosirA is making, but he looks like he wants to go around. That sensor tower will not see this.
Yeah, this is just at a sensor tower range.
Oh my god. That one Marine does not see those units moving through, and Byun is way out of position against this attack.
Oh my god.
Here it comes.
Oh, he's not stimming.
And with his siege tanks out of position, the Marines can't just walk up, Tasteless. And oh, beautiful landmines.
Oh my god. That was so good. Now he's basically going to be able to get into the main next to the production facilities.
That's quite right. Throwing more veins.
So sick.
Holy crap. LosirA really abusing the immobility of where Byun was. He was out of position for a second, and LosirA just goes in there, lays those landmines, and starts owning. Just so well done.
Meanwhile, back in LosirA's base, he's remaking this army. Look at that, going right there for the army. That's such an important ability to take out. You don't want to have Thors in the late game. Well, I mean, Terran wants to. Zerg doesn't want the Terran to. And now it's 173 supply for LosirA to 120.
Yeah, he is a little bit low on gas, so we do have to take that into consideration. Byun still has a good amount of siege tanks, but not so many Marines. A lot of these Zerglings killing off some tanks that were previously damaged. And during all this, Tasteless, I mean, LosirA has lost one of his bases. He's actually mining.
I think Byun dropped the middle right base. We didn't get a shot of it, but it's gone. So Byun is actually dealing some damage back, too.
Byun just trying to get something done here. Nice Mongols!
He's got to be careful, though. Going for that many infestors means he's not going to have a lot of mutas, or not as many banelings, even. And Byun is apparently completely okay with pushing out right now with that somewhat ragtag army he has.
Well, I think he realizes that his window of opportunity is closing. He lost too much there. He's down to 30 SCVs against 82 drones. He can't keep up with that at this point in the game. And he is pushing Tasteless. He wants to kill another base, ASAP.
If he gets that hatchery, he could be back in this.
Yeah.
Now the Lings are coming in here. LosirA doing small counterattacks to basically stop this from getting any reinforcements. All right, LosirA's going to have to react and try to take this out. He's going to get regrouped.
And
here we go.
Here he goes. There's a lot of siege tanks. He's got to be careful with these banelings.
Oh my god, that was so good when he picked those up. But unfortunately, there's just too much Zerg stuff.
And he flies back to the turret. No Marines left, or he almost would have held that.
Yeah.
It's amazingly cost efficient for Byun, but
I really like how LosirA's just not going to deal with the planetary.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever, I'm just going to attack this other place that's less defended.
Going after this orbital, wants to make it lift off or kill it. I guess kill it will work. That flies Byun. But this looks like it's going to be it, Tasteless. I do not see Byun coming out of this. He's pretty dead. And we should be seeing GG. There you go.
Well done.
LosirA 2-0. But Byun is actually playing extremely well. LosirA is just... he's getting ahead in the early game and then just not falling behind after that.
Yeah. I mean, he's... All right, we're going to see something different from Byun. You can see the frustration, but let's not forget about the Bomber series where he had like the sickest comeback. Like, I never expected Byun to actually
No, I was
win
completely
that.
certain we'd be watching Bomber LosirA today, Tasteless.
And that is...
It's a dog?
That's
Skeleton.
a dog that got banelinged, I think.
Yeah.
Why are you killing dogs, LosirA?
I like dogs.
You got a little puppy, Artosis.
So cute.
So cute. I'm gonna baneling it. Wow. Here's what we need to see from Byun. He just has to play a very orthodox Terran versus Zerg.
He has to not get behind early.
Yeah,
that's what's happening. He's getting behind early and just LosirA won't let him catch up those baneling landmines when LosirA ran by. Basically, Byun got out of position. I actually felt like, Byun's actually in a pretty good spot for the way Byun plays. He's fine right here, but he was out of position. His sensor tower wasn't placed right to see those units moving. Couldn't get his siege tanks back in time. The banelings were too effective. Several times we saw baneling landmines killing huge amounts of units.
Look, whenever you get that far ahead, like it was in a Zerg versus Terran, and the Terran's trying to push, you can actually just go around it. What are you laughing? What's so funny?
I'll tell you later.
All right. Yeah, whenever you get that far, he should have had the sensor tower over a little bit. That's what he needs to look for. He basically had the sensor tower in the middle of the map.
Yeah,
he could be like ready if he attacked this army, but
he left a huge area open.
Yeah, if you're going to have to hunker down and really just try to survive because you got that far behind, you have to have maybe even 3 sensor towers. You got to be ready for everything. And I don't know. Expect to see a different game in game number 3 here.
Certainly. I feel like Byun has to be, if he can actually take himself emotionally out of it, which I know he can, and look at it and say, I'm getting so far behind early.
Yeah.
I don't want to be fancy.
He's putting up a good fight, too, when he's this far behind.
Exactly.
He's really doing
So
a good
imagine
job.
if he's not far behind early. If he can correct that for the next 3 games, we may see another Byun comeback.
I think so.
A Byun back.
Ooh, look at you with Byun words just being funny.
Normally I'm bad. I just say, like, oh, this is no Byun or something. But
yeah.
Now it tastes.
No, it might be
today
a Byun
I'm like
back.
turning up a notch. So round of 4. Very excited.
This is a good day. These games have been really good. I like the Banelings. I love when he went in there with all the army.
burrows, yeah.
Burrowed, yeah.
It's
like
so
a
smart.
little Baneling shirt.
Baneling
Well, it's
grenade?
not. It's actually it's a grenade with a. It looks like a
Bane
Baneling. It's not.
grenade.
Yes. I have my tech tree, so remember, like, I guess it's. I need a taller chair.
You need to
We need
just
to
sit
bring
up
phone
really
books that I
straight.
sit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it look like you're as tall as me.
Yeah. I am as tall as you.
I know.
We'll be right back. We're going to have a 5-minute break. We'll be right back.